to round number 3 for the Canadian in here for this race to start. Esports race. Hopefully it'll be a good one tonight for these lads. First time commentating, so hopefully that's a bit embarrassing. Just making sure anyway. Sounds coming through, which is so. Obviously, race hasn't started yet, due to start in approximately around 5 minutes or so. So literally, I'm just relaxing, waiting in the lobby. And also advertising the commentary. So hopefully it'll be a good one. In terms of the championship, anyway, the Alfa Romeo driver is leading the way. Not sure if he'll be here tonight or not. By the looks of it, not as of yet. Even though, is that the Belgium driver, Janice? Have to have a look anyway at the driver standings in a moment. But Alfa Romeo driver is leading the way at the moment in the championship standings with 52 points. So obviously he's doing a very, very good job. Then, so hopefully, you know, it'll be a good race. I'll probably read the championship standings. Obviously, Canada, home of the maple, as some would say, home of the maple tree. Not maple syrup. Even though I'm not sure whether, well, I don't want to sound dumb here, but does maple syrup come from maple trees? That's a new conspiracy for you guys to work out. But anyway, so about to soon start. Hopefully, everything will run on time. Obviously, we're spectating or commentating tonight this league race here for round number 3 in Canada. So if you are obviously joining, please obviously have a bit of patience. Trying to obviously be not too loud, as commentary can get you know, sometimes a bit hectic. Certainly now, don't want to be too loud, as yeah, no excitement is really happening. But yeah, still. So in terms of the championship, by the way, for people so they know what's actually happening here. In terms of the drivers, I'll read out, well, the constructors first, actually. So this is the Division 1, Formula 1 Esports. So starting off with Division 1. First place, we got the Alfa Romeo guys with 52 points, followed by the Williams, and both of the Williams are in, obviously, the lobby tonight. So if they have another good point score, they certainly could go top. They're on 44 points, so certainly they'll be looking to make some improvements. I'm not sure, is the league owner here? I think he's driving the McLaren, the league owner, tonight. Oh no, sorry, he's also one of the Williams. I do apologise. Yeah, I do apologise to our league owner about who is driving in which car. Sorry, Bradley. But yeah, in terms of the championship, Alfa Romeo leads the way from Williams, who could go top tonight if neither Alfa Romeo shows up. And in fact, only one Alfa's been scoring points when that Alfa Romeo driver has shown up. So obviously, the Alfa Romeo driver certainly has had, let's say, the odds stacked against him, and is coming out, generally speaking, on top. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, as I say, it was a 2 wins from 2. Right now, the Alfa Romeo driver isn't here as of yet. Jim Strav, who's had 2 wins from 2, followed by Bradley, who's basically currently second place. Janice actually is someone to also look out for in the Ferrari, who's in third right now with 30 points. So I think he'll be certainly a driver to watch. And also another one is Mirko underscore Isco. So he'll be also another one to watch. He's in the Mercedes driver here, as you can see. But these certainly are quick drivers indeed, so do expect them all to be pretty close. That's what I'm expecting. Anyway, we should be starting now, so not sure what's taking the delay. Hopefully everything is okay. Certainly is okay on my end. Still, 7:01. I think we're just weighing on a couple of lads. So far, we've got 16 players in the lobby. So yeah, we're just waiting for a few drivers. I'm basically ready, and I think they are starting to ready up now. Hopefully, if that is the case. Then that is obviously very good. You know, sad that the Alfa Romeo driver isn't here, because he is the driver to beat. He is technically the one they all want to, let's say, get a point over tonight. But if he hasn't made it, well, that is obviously a bit unfortunate, because I was certainly looking forward to that. Seeing what he could maybe do in his Alfa Romeo. Anyway, we're still just waiting on these players to all ready up, hopefully sooner rather than later. Some shaky internet going on anyway tonight. Hopefully that doesn't affect the quality of the stream. If it does, can only apologise for that, as we do have now a 17th. Is it the Alfa Romeo driver? Please say it is. Nope, it isn't so far. It's the other Haas driver currently. And since these Haas drivers have got in the stream, I'm not pointing out fingers, but the internet quality, my internet quality's okay, as you can see, 3 green bars. But everyone else's seems to have taken a bit of a dive bomb into turn 1 already. Which isn't obviously great. It's the only thing I can commentate on right now is the internet connection and the quality of that internet connection. Canada, obviously interesting track. Rough lap time from these guys, I reckon will be probably in the 1:09s, maybe even in the 1:08s. Probably come the end of qualifying. Not sure if it's it's a short qualifying and 50% race. So yeah, we'd probably be talking around 1:08s come the end of qualifying, I suspect. Hopefully there is a lot of people obviously in this lobby. Well, 17 tonight. We are missing a few by the looks of it, possibly. I'm not gonna say we are or we aren't, but yeah, so far obviously still waiting for people to go racing. Hopefully you know, things will get underway soon. Obviously 7:05, running 5 minutes late now, a little bit. Hopefully, you know, so they are, some folks are readying up, as we can see. I think to actually start that countdown clock, where it says session starts, I think you have to have a majority of the grid actually readied, to be truthful. So far we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So need about one more player to actually ready up, and then that countdown clock. I could have actually just looked up actually there. Just notice that. It's amazing what you notice in life that you may not paid attention to before. Still, 7 of 16 drivers so far have readied. I imagine when we get that 8th, then probably good to go. And now the league owner has readied up, so it does look like we're about to get the session underway here then in Canada. Interesting track actually, Canada, because it's one that, how can you put it, suits a particular driving style. You know, you don't want to be too hard on your tyres necessarily, because it sort of does punish those, let's say, a bit too eager on the throttle, especially out of these chicanes you've got here. It really does, well, you do want to try and be not too eager on the throttle here, but then at the same time, it is a high-speed circuit, you know. We should see a lot of high-speed stuff, you know. And qualifying will be important around here, actually. It isn't necessarily. So qualifying will be quite important compared to, let's say, a circuit where maybe it's a bit easier to overtake. I don't know, like maybe Russia. Well, is Russia easy to overtake on the F1 2020 game? I think it, generally speaking, is a fairly easy circuit to overtake. It's not too difficult, as it is loading, so not sure what's gone on here. Hopefully everything is good. Yep, and session is underway. So who will be first out the pits then for this qualifying? 17 minutes on the clock. Obviously, we will soon see. Can hear a car fired up. Sounds like a Mercedes engine, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Does look like one of the Racing Points, and I am correct. It is a Mercedes engine. Obviously, in the back of that Mercedes is a Racing Point, and out on comes to the track is not really sure, just 69. We'll just call him Yalman. Not sure how you pronounce your name, sorry sir. Anyway, as we go, I know that's a bit rude actually. I'm going to learn quickly how to pronounce some of these guys' names. I do apologise actually if I do get some of your names wrong. So Smurf, we'll just go with Smurf as that's actually his name in the chat. In the Racing Point, so out on the track then, he will be the first driver to come round here on his warm-up lap. What can he do? As we will turn on some of the telemetry just to give us an insight as to his driving style. Obviously currently on an outlap here. Then shouldn't have any traffic on this lap, so here he goes then across the line to begin the first flying lap of the session, down into turn 1, third gear through turn 1, using round turn 2, opens up the steering, then lets the car flow as he heads downhill into turn 4, a little bit off camber, then through the quick section where you go sort of flat out through that right-hander, then up the hill, back into the DRS, bit offline though, bit of a untidy lap, not gonna lie, could be just my internet showing this. However, riding on board certainly doesn't look too clean, looks like fighting the car. Again, it could be just the internet, internet connection is never the best, always at the best of times. Anyway, he has set the fastest middle sector as of now. Not sure if, obviously, it's going to remain like that. So, right now, about to see whether or not... well, he is going to go, obviously, top of the timings. Smurf here. And it's a 1 minute 11.6. So, yeah, not the greatest of laps, maybe. But that will be left to see. So, who's on a flying lap? Let's maybe try and see. So, here we go with Dre, Dre NK in the AlphaTauri. Again, not looking most tidiest. Is this actually invalid? It might be. Not too sure actually here, whether or not it's actually a valid lap. Here, showing red on my lap times, as there is movement at the top of the timing machines, as the Red Bull of Mason goes currently P2 with a 1:13.8. So far we're not seeing the best of these lads here necessarily yet. Obviously, do expect better lap times to come. And that was a 1 minute 12 from the AlphaTauri driver. Obviously, not sure if we'll see any faster laps. So, alright, this is... Right, he's on an out lap, Stefan. Here. Anyone on a hot lap? Yes. In fact, they are. So, heading around the final corner, the Mercedes driver is... What will he do? It's a 1:10, the first one into the 1:10s, a 1:10.5. That is a very solid lap then from the Mercedes driver of... Let me just make sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly, of Mirko Lesko, or Isco. Is it Isco or Lesko? Not sure. Mirko, we'll just call him Mirko for now. The Mercedes driver. Then doing a very good lap indeed with a 1 minute 10.5. So Mr. Meister keeps on leaving and joining the session. So certainly some internet problems there for the Ferrari driver, as his teammate currently sits second place with a 1 minute 10.8, so only 3/10 separating the top two right now. Right now he's on his second lap. Imagine this probably in lap. Still 12 minutes to run in the session. Let's see where we are. What can then the league leader, the league owner do? Bradley, as he comes around the final corner. Is he on for the top spot? And indeed he is with a 1 minute 10.2. That's a very good lap indeed. Then 1 minute 10.2. That's a very entertaining lap, as we only picked him up in the final spot there of the lap. So obviously still, I imagine he can go faster, Bradley. These are certainly probably not the best laps. Having a look at some people's time trials, they were in the 1 minute 9s, so I'm not saying we should expect a 1 minute 9 from any of these fellow competitors and friends, but obviously 1 minute 9 is probably doable based on the fact Bradley's done a 1 minute 2, so yeah. Coming around final corner then here is the Renault driver. Can he make any improvement? And he does improve by almost a second up into the 1 minute, well, low 1 minute 11s, and puts himself ahead of the Racing Point Smurf here then for the time being. But as of now, he is still almost a second down, 0.8 in fact down on obviously current leader, Bradley. So we're on board at the moment. On board is a bit crap, actually, not gonna lie. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Obviously, feel free to leave this video a like as one of the Red Bulls come out. I think it's Mason again, possibly, because we've only got one Red Bull running in this session. As a Haas, I think, has had another lap time invalidated, running very wide there. He is, so yeah, running very wide. Is McLaren on a lap? I think he is. There is a bit of a yellow vote up ahead of him, so whether or not that will affect his lap, we'll have to wait and see. And he does actually go purple first sector, so committing to the fastest first sector of anyone. So, can he hook this one up? Indeed he does. Looking very actual calm with the car. Looking very good, actually, here. His teammate getting out the way quite nicely, not causing any fuss, as heading out that hairpin. Now up main straight. Will this AlphaTauri get in the way? Nope, he keeps nicely out the way as well. And heading into the final corner. Will this be good enough to take pole off Bradley as he runs to the line? A 1 minute 10.5, currently only good enough for for second place, sorry. Then there. So very good lap from the McLaren driver. Absolutely phenomenal lap from him to get up into second. So currently Bradley, the league owner, leads the way from Calm 10. Pretty sure it's Calm 10. Let me just make sure. Again, some of these names I'm not really too familiar with. Let me just make sure. And I do apologise if I do get some names a bit wrong, because ultimately Clem10, Scooter Clem10. So Scooter Clem10 goes up into P2. Again, only new to this sort of commentary. I'm not sure whether I'll do it full time. Also, need to check the chat because someone has left a chat. Can you send invites to the session? I'm not actually sure whether I can or I can't. If I can, I'll have a quick look. Invite friend. Thing is, I don't think there is, because you're not in my friends list. I'm not sure whether actually, you know, it would give me the ability to do that. The only thing I recommend is Bradley. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, whilst we were a bit distracted by the comments, which again I do sort of apologise, I'm not really sure if I can or can't invite people. I'm not sure how I would actually do that. That's all I can say. But Janice has gone second place for Ferrari driver, and let's remember that the Ferrari driver is currently only 6 points, I believe, in the championship behind Bradley. So yeah, I am driver Mr. Meester. I'll try and invite you if I can. Let's see. Sorry if the live stream does get slightly cut. Mr. underscore Meester. I'll try. So, back to the stream. I think I have invited you, Mr. Meester. Presume that's how you pronounce it, Meester or Meister. Philip Meister or Meester. Still, that's now done. So hopefully you can crack on with your session. If that is the case, I really do wish you good luck. Anyway, where are we? So Bradley still currently holds the fastest lap, who's currently P1, followed by Janice, who's I think going out now in the Ferrari, or will it be the other Ferrari? Which Ferrari is going out? No, you didn't get anything. Not sure. I'll try one more time. Oh, Mr. Meester 15. I'll send it to Mr. Meester. Right. Actually, there might be a better way. Let me just go downstream. Mr. Meester. View profile. Then hopefully we can just send it in like this way. Follow. I'm trying to so it's Mr. underscore Meester. There we go. So let me know if that has worked. If it has, then great. No, it's okay. I think you've joined now. So I think that has worked. Don't worry, it's not your issue. Fully get it. Thank you for watching anyway, Philip. Much helps, obviously. So, right, the Mercedes driver has gone pole. Apologies to him for missing out on his lap, a 1:10.1, so pretty decent lap. Are we going to see some better laps now? Hopefully we are. As we ride on board with the Williams of Brad. Then here, I'm not sure, has he had a lap invalidated here? A 1:10. Didn't seem to be flat out through there. So I'm not sure if he has had a lap actually invalidated, hence he might be going a bit slower than he would be if he was pushing on this lap. I think this could be the case, so I'm going to actually go off of Brad, but there we go, 1:9 and another purple sector from the Ferrari driver as we head into now the final part of qualifying. About 2 minutes to go. I think he's also probably on a cool down lap here, so Brad, I think, has had a invalidated lap here, so is he going to probably go for it again? I think, yes, he is. Then here, as he now crosses the line, and yeah, this time he's certainly not had invalidation. So, right, through turn 1, up through turn 2, up the hill slightly, then down the hill, slightly off camber, blind almost crest here, as you try and get close to the wall as you dare, and again backing out. So I think, yep, another invalidation for Brad. Is that going to be his session over? He's still probably got time to make it round for one final lap, but it looks like maybe all is spent for Bradley, as the McLaren of Scooter Clem 10 is on, well, has had the fine best middle sector here of anybody. So are we going to see a flying lap from Scooter Clem 10 as he comes through the final corner, right up to the wall of champions and across the line? Good enough to now put himself on the front row So the Mercedes in the garage, the Ferrari, well, doesn't need to improve. He's certainly done enough so far for, obviously, um, for the time being. He's currently your pole sitter, but then Brad here, who's trying to get in a late hot lap here, can he do it? As he now certainly looks to be really pushing everything he's got here, as not quite doing the fastest first sector. It would pop up purple if that was the case. So everyone else is completing their laps then here. What can he do? Getting so out of shape through that middle sector, almost losing the car entirely. He's about a 10th down in the middle sector, so it does look like the Smurf has got, obviously, pole position here, the Ferrari driver from Scooter 10 Clem. Yeah, Scooter Clem 10 and Miko. Yeah, Mika or Miko, not sure how you pronounce some of these guys' names, which I do apologise for. Mirko Isco, I presume Mirko Isco, in the Mercedes currently, who's third, and I think that's the end of the session then, because everyone's completed their laps. So Ferrari on pole from the McLaren, from the Mercedes of Isco. Then Brad only good enough for P4, who currently could take the championship lead tonight if he has, well, if he wins the race. I think obviously, well, it's going to be a bit of a exciting one if he does obviously win the race. He will have to put off some great manoeuvres, but apart from that, F1 Immortal in the Renault, 10th, and decent qualifying for also the Renaults, who's had, well, 6th place there for Puddle 1992, so very good qualifying for the two Renault drivers. Dre and Kay also having the best of the AlphaTauris. But pretty close between all of them. In fact, 1.3 seconds from 10th all the way up to, obviously, our pole sitter, Meister 80, or the Smurf, I think he's called in the chat as well. Oh no, that's the Racing Point. It is literally just the Smith Meister 80 in the Ferrari, the Belgian. So very good lap from him to earn pole. Obviously not sure. So your name is Simon. Okay, Simon. Thank you, Simon. Puddle 1992. Thank you. And yeah, hopefully be a good race. So Brad, obviously, having, well, if he wants to take the championship lead tonight, just work out the maths. Hope. Well, best way you can do it is win the race through taking a full 25 points, and maybe including that one that you get for fastest lap. In terms of the other way he can do it, I'm not sure whether he would actually draw level with second place and a fastest lap. So yeah, there is a way he can actually get almost to the top of the championship. Current total 15, so that'd take his 51. Plus fastest lap would be 52. So yeah, second place. So second or first would move him into the championship lead tonight for Brad. If he can do that. In terms of Williams, obviously, I think they will take the championship lead tonight, as neither of the Alfa Romeo drivers have shown up to this event. So that's a bit of a disappointment for them. Well, for him actually, because when I say them, technically there's only one Alfa Romeo driver in the league by, well, that has raced so far in the championship. Um, so, yeah. Anyway, Belgo racing here for then the Canadian Grand Prix. And we're going to see what, obviously, these lads can do. Bit surprised, no one, well, not many made it into the 1.9s. I was probably expecting a few more. I'm not going to lie, because based on the time trial pace, in theory, some people were well and truly into the 1.9s. Yeah. Brad did a 1.94 in time trial, so just go show sometimes what you can do maybe in a time trial. Anyway, that'll go to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. So it's been a good getaway from the Ferrari driver, who's going to maintain his lead down into turn 1 as he comes across, and good lead, nice battle, but the action is all behind him between the two Mercedes, or between the Mercedes and the McLaren. And looks like we're all cleanly through. And there's the predicted pit stop strategy. So 2 stop recommended for this race for these guys. We will see, obviously, otherwise. But there is a bit of a yellow flag behind. Not really sure if anyone's got any damage. It looks like everyone's pretty much got all through that first lap pretty much safely. But Brad is right now in 5th, the championship leaguer. And what's happened here, hang on a sec, the Ferrari of, well, the league racer, the race leader has had a woeful first lap already. He's down 5 places already, down into 5th. So the Mercedes actually has taken the lead somehow. Not really sure how that happened. Probably should have been keeping my eye on the front, as they all seem to have. And there was contact between the Ferraris, and one of them has got a bit of wing damage. It is obviously Meister 82, and looks like he had a bit of contact with Janice, who has obviously, well, went into each other by the looks of it, with his teammate, and he's got a long way round here for the Ferrari driver. So his race has literally all unravelled within the space of, what, not even a lap. Literally, his race has literally, well, he lost 6 places on that opening lap there, and then he's obviously had a collision with his teammate at the Wall of Champions, and yeah, has lost a part of his front wing. He will have to pit, surely, with that amount of damage. There's no way he's going to be able to race competitively, you know, and be fine. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. Let's go a bit further down the field. So what's happening here? Meister seems to have let through the Renault there, oddly. Not sure what's gone on down here, as F1 Immortal, who started 10th, is now running 15th. And Simon, who also started P6, has also had a bit of trouble, now running, obviously, outside the points in 13th. So, good qualifying, but this all seemed to unravel for some during this first few opening laps here. Let's go check back on our leaders then. So, Scooter Clem 10 is obviously now running in second, over though 1.5 seconds behind the Mercedes driver, who seems to look like he wants to just check out a little bit here, as another yellow flag further back down the field. Let's see, I think it's Scooter, yeah, it's, sorry, Meister 80 again, by the looks of it, who got caught up in another yellow flag, and it keeps on being yellow flags. Not sure what's on here. Mr. Meister is driving the wrong way into the pit lane. What is going on with this guy's car? Have no idea. He did have internet troubles prior to all of this. And the league leaders, well, the race leaders will obviously catch him. And there's already a time penalty for Still 29, Josh Still 29. So I presume his name's Josh. But yeah, Josh seems to have picked up a time penalty. Let's obviously have a look at some of the information. So Josh is actually the biggest gainer actually so far, up 10 places, quite the opposite to the Ferrari driver, who we saw, who started on pole, already down 10 places, and another penalty also for some of them. Obviously, I imagine these are 3-second penalties so far for probably track limits violations. Obviously, it is a difficult track actually, this one, I will say, to keep within the track limits. Not necessarily because you want to exceed or there's any advantage of exceeding them, but mainly because, you know, it's such a narrow circuit. It's almost like a, well, it is a street circuit technically by definition. It's a street circuit based on an island park, almost like Albert Park, you could argue. And that's probably what makes it a little bit difficult, but I think this one's a bit more difficult because of the walls, maybe a bit more intimidating. As we talking of walls, Janice just hit the wall, maybe not literally, but yeah, Janice here, obviously currently sat in third. He had a decent, well, a decent-ish qualifying, but he made a bit of contact with the other Ferrari driver. Whether or not that will be investigated after the race is yet to be seen, but so far he's running good. Car number 14 running very good, looking healthy here in P3, as Scooter Clem 10 here is dropping slightly off the pace of the Mercedes, already now 2.2 seconds behind the Mercedes. However, he is still within touching distance. If, let's say, something goes wrong with the Mercedes driver, well, guess what? He will take the lead. And talking about something going wrong, well, I will say the Mercedes driver has lost a bit of time here, a fair chunk, almost half a second in that first sector. So obviously is our indication as to yet what's to come. Who knows? As Bradley, the league owner of this event, looking, well, I'm not going to say off colour. I don't really know who's the best here and who's obviously not the best, but certainly won't be taking the championship lead at this point in time, but still scoring healthy points as a constructors, because his teammate Stefan is all the way, well, is in 7th currently, 10 seconds almost adrift of his current teammate, as the Haas behind him looking a bit shaky, but he's got a healthy gap back to the Mercedes. The other Mercedes obviously currently running in 8th, as Mason here running in 9th. Then the Ferrari driver is obviously, well, is he on a different set of tyres now? Yes, he is on the hards, so he's on the hard tyre, so he'll be going long here. Could that bring him back into contention later on in the race? We will have to see. I will need actually one day to get one of them face cameras. But other than that, Simon here also having a decent recovery, only 2 seconds behind the Ferrari, as Dre NK here currently now 13th, the F1 Mortal 14th. We know that Meister's got obviously some sort of problems. Now the pit window is actually open for obviously these soft runners. Now the big question is, when will they pit, and who will pit first? However, I think someone has come into the pit. Bradley has come in. he's gone for the hards. So are these guys looking to one-stop? And it looks like, in fact, a double stacking here and a change of wing. So maybe that was a bit unintentional double stack there, but also a change of wing for the other Williams driver. And that's going to put him way down the field, but he's also gone on to the mediums for Stefan. So Stefan's gone mediums. So well, obviously, what's going on here? There is a VSE for, not sure why, and a drive-through penalty here now for our race leader, who's got a drive-through, and for speeding under virtual safety car. That is obviously a big hit for him. He will have to serve that, obviously, during, obviously, once the race gets re-going, as also now the Ferrari decides it's time to come in, as I believe the McLaren, has he pit yet? Not too sure if he's pitted or not, Scooter Clem 10, but yeah, very odd race, not really sure who's leading or who's, you know, winning this race. Certainly been a very eventful race so far. So all I know, our race leader, who leads by now 6 seconds as we go back to green racing, then here at Canada, lap 9, will have to come in within probably the next 2 to 3 laps, but serving a drive-through penalty. That will certainly probably drop him down. I'm going to say it's a short pit lane here. Might drop him down just into 3rd, but then he's going to have to pit again for a brand new set of tyres. Then here, so I think our actual race leader is Janice here then, by the actual looks of it. A lot of people have got penalties here, obviously riding on board now with Janice, again the Ferrari driver then, who's probably, I reckon, our race leader, as yep, the Mercedes driver does now come in. He's serving his drive-through. This will obviously drop him. Now, where will Scooter Clem 10 come out? Obviously here. He's already down, obviously, the order a little bit into 5th. And he's going to come out in 5th then here for the time being. So that's obviously him now down into 5th then there. But he has got obviously fresher tyres and he's gone for the mediums. So I think the drivers on the mediums will have to stop again. 25 laps probably is actually doable, a one-stop soft mediums. But I do think he'll probably have to stop again there. As he's our race leader for the time being, as he will need to surely come in. Those tyres must be surely on the last lifeline, as Josh is certainly gaining on the Mercedes driver here of ISCO, and yep, in comes the Mercedes as Simon now picks up another 3-second time penalty, and I believe Simon's just retired, but so has Dre NK. So has there been an incident? Yes, there must have been, and we're now under full course yellow. So this, in truth, brings everyone back into play. Who does it hurt really though? Does it hurt Josh, as he's already on the hards? I'm not really sure. Has he made a stop yet? Let's have a look. In fact, there is a way. No. So, right, let's work out. So, Josh hasn't made a stop. He's right now the current race leader. I feel like the biggest gainer of this, actually, even though he hasn't gained much, he's actually the Mercedes driver of ISCO, because now he's effectively on those fresh softs. He'll have a pace advantage. He's already looked quick in this race so far. Now that he's already picked up a penalty. Well, that's a bit of a disappointment then there for him, as I was about to give him some lovely, feedback, or not feedback, but commentary. But oh well. So biggest then probably gainer after his penalty now. Again, somehow he's picked up another penalty. I know. Yeah, so we're on the safety car. 13 runners here. Well, is there 13 really? Because obviously the Haas driver, not really sure what's going on today with his car. It's been a very eventful one for him. It doesn't really look like it's been controlled by a human, unfortunately, for Meister. So yeah, for Philip, then Philip doesn't look like he's in control, sadly, of his own race. He's over a lap down anyway, so even if he was, it's a bit depressing, sadly for him, as now I believe who's just come in, Josh has pitted from the race lead. Has he served his penalty during this? Will he come out ahead of the Racing Point Smurf? Nope, not quite, but no, he hasn't been able to serve his penalty, unfortunately. So Miko currently, well, this is current, let's say, update. Miko has probably the best tyres to be on. He should be, I expect, the quickest, but he's got a penalty. I think only a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure if there's a way to actually check what type of penalty they've got. I know they come up down in the obviously down in the screen below, but sort of thing. But so many of them so far in this race, very difficult to know who's actually got a penalty or what penalty they've got. But Miko here should have the fastest car, I would suspect. Are we going to see a safety car coming in? Hang on. Our race owner has left the session here. Not sure why. So Bradley has evaporated from the session. Not sure exactly as to the reason here, what's gone on. His game's crashed, so literally that is going to be big consequences for the Williams driver, as we get racing then here again. And obviously the Williams driver, oh no, that's gone horribly wrong for the Mercedes. Has he picked up any damage at all? I'm not sure. Well, we are about to find out, but he was fully on the grass there at one stage. As we get underway racing, I'm not really sure if he's got any damage. Does look like he has got some to his front right, and yeah, another crazy start. So Janice is now your race leader, and I think really he is certainly the odds-on favourite to now win this race with just under 20 laps to go, as Dre NK has also now retired or left the session here. I think he was already actually out, Dre NK, but Janice VI underscore or VL looking very good indeed. So he is certainly looking like he will be the race winner come the end of this race. Further back in second place we have obviously the Mercedes driver of Isco. What can he do about preventing that? Well, with the front wing end plate gone, obviously, and a time penalty, the odds are stacked against him. Could Scooter Clam 10 get in the action here? He's had a tidy race so far. He has got a no, he hasn't got a penalty though. That's his teammate behind who's got the penalty. Then Stefan, the lone Williams driver, who, well, currently as it stands, would still put Williams on top of a Constructors' Championship as things stand, I believe. So obviously that will be the good news for the Williams pairing of Bradley and Stefan. But the bad news is still that Bradley is out. due to game crashing. Obviously, well, it's a race now of what could have been, and he did have good pace actually today. I'm pretty sure he had a lot of pace he could have unlocked here. Not sure what's gone here. This also looks quite pedestrian for the Red Bull driver. Was he just getting past the Haas? Possibly. Not really sure. As F1 Immortal, then here running in P9. So far out, we've got quite a lot of drivers. We've got Simon, Dre and Kay, well, both Alpha Tauris. Also, you could actually say we got Mr. Meester, because he's got game issues like Bradley. The other game issue, well, people I know got game issues. Not sure if Mason here's got game issues, or Josh. I don't think he has. He's gone on to a set of softs. So surely he'll also have to stop again. And what's going on here? A nice move by the Renault driver. Can he take two for the price of one? As they all keep it clean quite nicely. Very good racing. Looking lovely. DRS open as well, but so will Racing Point. And the Ferrari, in fact, overtakes the Mercedes down the inside. The Ferrari goes, and that him up into the top 6 now. So Ferrari having a very good outing here at Canada. A very good outing here. Then let's check the chat. Can you invite me, please? Yeah, I can try. Sorry about that. Me too. Okay. Sorry I don't check the chat all the time, by the way, folks. Right, let's try and invite you guys back. Names, so PSN names, there we go. So Brad, Dunks. There we go. So I think that's one of our players invited back. Hopefully he can get back into the race, which I hope he can. And I'll try and invite Philip again as well. Philip, where? Wait, he's actually already told me. Mr. underscore Mr. Then it's 15. So I'm not sure if we've got some players back in to the lobby or not. I have sent them some invites, so feel free to let me know if you've got them back in. Obviously, I hope this is the case, that they've joined again, and it does look like one of them's joined, Meester, who's been out for quite a long time. But he's running dead last, obviously. If there's a safety car, this would help for him. But otherwise, I don't really see what Meester can do from back there. I do wish him best of luck. Obviously, Brad's, however, if he is back in, the lobby, which seems to be quite pedestrian right now. Again, let's see if I can respond to at Mr. Meester. Can't believe. Oh yeah, you were second actually. As I said, sort of, well, try your best to make up as many positions as possible. Hope you're back in. If you are, that's great. But yeah, at the end of the day, or second. Hopefully you're back. If that's the case, it's good to note. Anyway, Genesis is our race leader. Where is... Oh, here we go, penalties. So, Isco's got a 6-second penalty. Then we've got the other McLaren with 3 seconds. 3 seconds also for Stefan. So these two are pretty much even kill. Then the other Ferrari of Mr. 80 has got 6 seconds. Still, sorry about that then, Brad. If that's the case, if you have to spectate, honestly, really am sorry, because should have been a better race for you today. Certainly, probably be up there with Genesis, no doubt. Really am sorry about that. Still, it's a good race though so far, entertaining. As F1 Immortal has got a 5-second penalty. As the other Ferrari's got 8 seconds. So these are penalties in current order. So yeah, doesn't really have to, let's say, go all out Genesis now. With obviously, oh, what's going on here? The intervals aren't properly showing. Not sure why. A lot of things going on with this lobby tonight. Some people struggling with the race, getting kicked out of the lobby. We seem to have a few technical issues, even though it does seem like them, well, gaps are coming back. So right now, 5-second gap, even though that's a lot more. Because technically the Mercedes driver is on, well, a set of the softs, and I do suspect he will have, well, he will have to pit again, plus he's got a time penalty, so he's like 20 seconds back. In fact, the closest rival to the other, well, to the Ferrari is Scooter Clem, as F1 Immortal has left the session. Again, another driver seemingly with technical issues tonight, as the Red Bull is now, well, should get at least 9th in this race, but he's still got 10 seconds to make up as we ride on board with the Red Bull. So yeah, that's another driver possibly out here then, sadly, for this race by the looks of it. Why are we losing so many drivers? Really isn't the night by the looks of it for some of these lads who obviously come to this race. Some of them's had a very good qualifying. This is working out though for Mr. 80, who obviously put his car on pole as he runs very deep then there. Yeah, he put his car on pole. Not really sure what's going on with his car, looking like he's all over the place, and he's retired again. Another car dropping out of this race. Will this bring out another safety car? I am not sure, but that's another Ferrari, so yeah, what's gone on with this lobby, I have no idea, but a lot of drivers are retiring, so he's out. Only 2 people, well, no, few people. What's going on here? Oh yeah, full course, not full course, yellow, but virtual safety car. I think we may see shortly. He's still on them softs. He's still on the softs here. That's another odd one, another odd case where Isco is on the soft still. Not really sure why he's stuck with those softs still. Obviously 12 laps to go. Not saying obviously couldn't get them softs to the end, but it's going to be a bit difficult surely. As the McLaren driver then here. Well, we're waiting for this virtual safety car to end, and I think it has now ended as, yep, it's now green racing here then. Into the hairpin they go. Well, he goes. Scooter Clem 10. And got a 7-second gap right now if he wants to win this race. 12 laps remaining. Still anything could happen. We've already seen a number of retirements and drivers obviously not been able to finish this race due to technical issues here. Mr. 80 currently is in 11th then, but yeah, technical issues then by the looks of it for a lot of these folks, who is the most recent retirement, and also Mr. 12. Not sure if he's back in the race. At this rate, he could, if he finishes, still make it into the points. He's only now behind 1 car, so still point opportunity still up for play here for maybe a lap down in 11th, but yeah, as I'm not sure what's going on here, but Brad's has managed to overtake one of the cars in front, and is this going to be another car that he can get maybe here as he clamps the wall a little bit? F1 Immortal looks like he's also got technical issues here again. So a lot of these drivers with technical issues as seen tonight already, but can he get up the inside? Looks like he's struggling to get past. I'm not really sure if he is or isn't racing. If he is, play on the DRS, but then that's on my screen. And up the inside, nice move there from Brad, or from Bradley. As Josh is, well, will be his next victim. 20 seconds up the road as Josh now moves up to 5th, as some people do make their stops, as they come out very close behind the Haas driver, and then obviously the McLaren overtaken very quickly, getting on with the job there. Wow, that was a very quick overtake from the McLaren driver, straight onto the fresh cell mediums, just like the Mercedes driver here, and yeah, already making the move, getting the job done. What you like to see there. So, gap between the leaders is at 8 seconds. Then that is going up though, however, and someone else has left the session. I think they're already actually out this race. We've lost how many drivers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've lost 5 drivers out of the 16 that started. Obviously, a lot of technical issues for a lot of them, however, as well. Must be stressed. As we enter the final segment of the race. Then here, 9 laps to go. and does look like, unless there's a technical issue, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on it, but unless there's a technical issue of some sort for Janice, then I don't really see what can stop him from winning this race right now. Even though there is one guy who's still probably good, who's going to keep him honest, still the checkered flag, 8 seconds down the road. Obviously, it's a very good outcome for the McLaren driver, who's 8 seconds off the pace. And hang on here a second, there is a time penalty, the Ferrari driver. So how does this change the race here for a second? 3-second time penalty. So if the McLaren driver can keep it clean, that only brings it down now to a 5-second gap. Obviously, at the end of this race, around a 5 to 6 second gap. So if he can gain, let's say, that gap down to, you know, 3 seconds, get within that 3-second margin, or obviously there'll be another mistake from the Ferrari driver. If there's another error from the Ferrari driver, picks up another penalty, this race is now back on. It really is, and the rain is now starting to come down here. So right, this race is not over just yet. Do not go anywhere, folks, because the rain's coming down. A 3-second penalty for our race leader, 0-second penalty for our driver behind, Scooter Clem 10, and ultimately he could still win this race, who is currently sat in second place. The man who sat in second, well, I'm not saying he is gonna win it, but with the rain, with these changeable conditions, with the driver in front with a penalty, you know, a nice cushiony gap behind him, all he's got to do is keep it on the road, come in at the right time potentially, and obviously hope that the driver in front maybe picks up another penalty, and he's good as Bob, your uncle, basically is there. So is the McLaren on for a victory here today? This race, obviously, though, further back, looking a little bit more, you know, shaky for some of these guys further back. Obviously, it will be interesting to see when some of these guys do decide when to come in, if they do want to come in for the inters. There's still 6 laps to go, so still quite a long way to go in this race. And as the track does get a bit more slippery, possibly, this could shake things up if they do decide to come in for a set of the inters. And the Ferrari driver looking all out of shape through that part of the circuit. Certainly might have lost a bit of time there to the McLaren driver, even though again it could just be our internet. I think though he did lose time, because that gap has come down by half a second, was up to 10, now down to 9.5 here then, so a huge gap. And there is already one driver on the inters. DRS has been disabled, so these two out in front, well, will one stay out, decide, you know what, I don't want to come in, maybe like a Brazil 2008 situation, you know, will both of them decide to, you know, it's time to come in? Well, our race leader, Janice, has come into the pits. He comes. I imagine this will be for a set of the inters. I imagine the McLaren will follow. Yes, he does indeed. So the McLaren follows as well. So both our race leaders are in the pits then here. As Stefan looking good here for a podium for the Williams driver. Looking very good indeed. Despite his 9-second time penalty. So yeah, he's looking ultimately quite decent here then, as the Smithy start, yeah, Meister 80, the other Ferrari driver, Ferrari's driver team race leader, is obviously decided to leave the session after retiring, and so far our latest retirement in the recent race. So Janice currently sits top. Scooter Clem 10 is currently second. Obviously, it is now, though, the intermediate conditions. Obviously, a bit different. Obviously, these conditions for the drivers. Obviously, they've got to brake a little bit earlier, be a bit more cautious on the power, as is a bit more easier to suddenly spin up those rear wheels. And obviously, got to be a bit more careful also on the steering inputs as well, because it's very easy just to make a mistake in these slippery, wet conditions. However, that gap is coming down a little bit. Not sure will it be enough though. It's still looking very good though for our net race leader, Janice, who, as I said, unless something dramatic goes wrong for him, yes, he's got a 3-second time penalty, but nothing really dramatic has gone wrong for him so far at this stage. And unless something does dramatically go wrong, let's say he spins off, or he picks up more time penalties, I just don't see him slowing down, and I just don't see him losing this race. I do think he has got this one in the bag here, as Stefan now 15 seconds behind second place, but does have a 9-second time penalty, let's not forget that. So does look like this race is probably done and dusted here for most of these drivers. Obviously a lot of them having internet connection issues tonight. Yeah, obviously tough night for some, obviously. However, regardless from the race leader, Janice, who, yeah, did have that incident with his teammate at the start of the Grand Prix, who was our pole sitter, who basically both teammates, the two Ferraris, collided and went into each other, and net result, Janice didn't pick up any damage, whereas his teammate did. Will that be investigated after the race in the incident is yet to be seen, but neither here or there. At the end of the day, he's driven a fantastic race so far, and has certainly deserved this one. You know, he was there or thereabouts in the opening phase. He did get the move done on his teammate. May not have been the cleanest. Again, yet to be seen whether that'll be investigated by whoever the stewards are in this league after the race, post-race incidents, if it's going to be investigated. But at the same time, I'm not going to damper this beautiful drive here from the Ferrari driver as we enjoy some of the last laps with him. And can't also take away credit from also the only driver in this race not to have picked up a penalty, Scooter Claim 10, who has kept everyone honest really. He's kept the Mercedes honest in the early phase and those opening laps. He kept, obviously, well, he's keeping this Ferrari driver honest, you know, where really he can't really afford to make too many mistakes. Maybe he could make one or two, the Ferrari driver, but can't make too many as we are on lap 33. And Stefan, well, who would have thought he would have had the better of the two Williams drivers today in the championship? Certainly doing very good work for his team. Then here, a very good job for Stefan, who is currently running in third, and well clear of fourth. So yeah, podium looking in no doubt here, as Josh picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings, and Josh is actually probably edging towards a disqualification here. 15-second time penalty so far, 15 seconds worth of that big time penalty. for the Haas driver. As Big Shark running currently 6th, behind his teammate, who has got a 12-second time penalty. That one, well, right now, I think, would he? No, he just wouldn't. Just literally be missing out on that. Needs another few seconds to take P5 in this race for the Mercedes team, who have actually scored very solid. I think they're scoring currently the best, or the second best out of any team tonight. But yeah, other than that, Brad, he is, well, I'm not sure if he is driving this car, but if he is, well, he is certainly gaining a little bit on the cars ahead. But nothing probably dramatic that'll change the race result. Bit of a trapped wind there, or heat cut sort of thing. Sorry about that, beg my pardon. Anyway. So the Ferrari driver about to come around final few corners and is going to take the win in Canada. Then here, he can't really fail not to win, unless he now spins. Unless he spins, unless he makes a huge mistake, this win is going to the Ferrari. And yeah, this is your race result then. As I said, brilliant drive from him. Credit where credit's due to him then today for a impressive win. Didn't qualify on pole, but did obviously do the work in the race, coming around the final corner then to take the win in Canada for Ferrari, and that's a win for the Ferrari driver. Shortly following him is the McLaren of Scooter Claim 10. Stefan then will come home third, rounding out the podium. And, well, thought he was going to lose it there and put it in the barrier. But, yep, he will come home in third to take a podium for the Williams team. As then the battle for 4th and 5th. Then here, looking like this one will go to the McLaren as well for 4th. Meant 5th and 6th. Well, there is no battle actually here. I wanted there to be a battle somewhere coming around these final few corners, but yeah. So that's in the race then, by the looks of it. As these lot finish their races, pretty much. Shouldn't be many changes. Will Big Shark get the P5? I don't think he did. No, Isco got it, or Mirko Isco. And the driver of the day is Josh Stead. I kept on calling him Stills. Sorry about that, mate. But yeah, Josh Stead. Even though my driver of the day, I'm not gonna lie, my driver of the day, I'm gonna have to say, was the Ferrari driver, who's currently celebrating a win. Because he, let's get this into context, didn't qualify on pole, and pretty much dominated that race. Yes, okay, others behind him did have technical issues, but he drove a very clean race, and well-deserved win. You know, indeed. And yes, one incident at the start there, I remember, did pick up 3 second time penalty, but he was the fastest driver on the day. Simon, okay, does pick up the fastest lap actually, so congrats to Simon. However, I don't think he'll class as a point due to the fact it was, well, he finishes outside the points. I'm pretty sure you have to finish inside points for it to be classed or classified. But other than that, credit where credit is due to those guys, and yeah, well done to all of them that participated and that finished where they finished. I'm your host, Julian, over and out.